What's up everybody, my name is Sincerely Niko, and in today's video we're going to be doing a try on video. What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are completely new, hello, I am Sincerely Niko, and in today's video we're going to be trying on a new product that's just recently launched in Sephora and also other retailers, and that is the Urban Decay Naked Honey Palette. If you guys are interested on how this palette works on a deeper complexion, because if you guys are interested in it, definitely keep on watching this video. But before we do so, we just got a little bit of business to take care of. 60% of y'all are not subscribed to my channel. I'm trying to figure out what's going on, sis. What's going on? So, if y'all are not subscribed and that button down there is not turned from red to gray, then that means you need to subscribe to my channel. So, hit that subscribe button. Also, turn your post notification bell on, and let's go ahead and get on into this video.
You used to call me on mine. You used to. Yeah.
Alright, so this literally just came in the mail today. Today is the 17th, and I literally just woke up and had this palette sitting at my door. So this is the Urban Decay Naked Palette. Oh, come on, packaging. So I got a little card that says "Spoil Me." It says that this palette launched September 13th at urbandecay.com and Sephora.com. Also in stores at Urban Decay and Sephora. So right now, if you guys are watching this video and you guys are interested in getting this palette, it's available right now at Sephora, online, and in store, or at your local Urban Decay store where they are located, of course. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this, but before we do so, I got a little commercial break. Let me go ahead and drop the video right here. Alright, so I have the packaging right here. This is the actual packaging. This is the PR box that literally just landed on my doorstep today, and I am filming this video for you guys right now as we speak. I'm not wasting no time trying to get this content up and get back to my normal regular ordeal. But this is what it came in from the PR package. It has the unicorn, which is Urban Decay Naked Honey. And then of course I have the Urban Decay Priming Potion in Original. I have used this before. It's been a minute since I've used this primer, so I'm going to actually use this primer with this look, and I'm also going to use the primer that I definitely do like to use a lot. So I'm going to use this primer, of course, to see if this makes the shadows pop on my skin tone, but I'm also going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow primer as well too, because I kind of like that one to make colors pop because it's very salient. But this is what it came in the unicorn. I am living for the packaging. The packaging is tea. I am all for the whole gold, gilded gold vibe. And I just want to say thank you so much to Urban Decay for sending me this. I didn't even know I was getting this. Like, I didn't even know it was coming to my doorstep. Like, me getting Urban Decay? Oh. Anyways, but here is the packaging. Get into the packaging. I just love how this is so embossed. It literally looks like it's just dripping gold, like this just pouring gold. I'm here for it. So inside is your standard traditional 12 pin eyeshadow in your dual-sided brush. I have used Urban Decay eyeshadows before. The palette that I've used before was the Urban Decay Naked 2, the rose one. I've used that palette before on my complexion, on my face, and it's a pretty good, decent palette. I also used the Urban Decay Heat palette before, and I really do love the Heat palette. So I'm going to see if this is actually a good palette for us. I'm actually not going to use the Urban Decay eyeshadow palette because I really want to give this a fair shot. I know these shadows, looking at them and looking at them. I know it's not gonna read the most visible on my complexion, so I'm just going to literally give this shadow a look in general. So I'm just going to kind of change the whole vibe of this video and give you guys a look with this palette. If you guys are interested in getting this and seeing the colors definitely read on my skin tone, then definitely keep on watching this video. So I'm going to go ahead and take the ABH eyeshadow primer. This is my tried and true. I'm literally gonna take just a little dollop, and I'm gonna grab my L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer in 415, and I'm gonna take a dollop of that as well too. As you guys can see, I just been loving doing this little mixture for eyeshadow primers. Taking this Firma 213 brush, mix the two together, and I'm just gonna pop this right onto the lid. Grabbing just a little bit of translucent powder. This is from Sephora collection, the Bright Set in Banana. This is a discontinued powder, but I love it. I'm just gonna set a little bit under the eye to catch any fallout, because I do have my complexion done and ready to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into this palette. I'm gonna start off with the shade called Hive, which is here. This will be a great transition shade for someone lighter than me, but this is just setting the primer and adding just a smidge of definition to my crease. I'm not mad at it at all. Could actually carry that up to the brow bone and such. Going into the next darker shade, this is the shade called Drip. There is some kickback. There is a little bit of kickback. Don't mind, you know, to me it doesn't matter. I like kickback. Oh, that's pretty. This is just a smidge darker. This is a really good transition shade. It's a pretty decent shade. Gave a little bit of definition for my complexion. A little cool tone, which is okay. Creating a little shadow there. So I'm gonna go back into the palette again. I'm gonna grab the shade called Sting, which is the deepest shade in this palette. And then I'm just gonna focus that right below Drip. Grabbing that same Anastasia brush and a little bit more Drip, I'm gonna just blend out those edges of Sting. Just kind of soften it up just a little bit. So this is what we have so far. I'm gonna grab a little bit more of that mixture on the primer. Pop this right into the center of the lid. And just let that sit and dry down a little bit. Taking this flat shader brush, I'm gonna go back into the shade Drip, and I'm just gonna pop that right next to that primer. Both inner and outer. So in this palette, you do have a lot of great shimmers. You have Amber, Golden, Honey, Queen, and HBIC. I think I'm gonna take the HBIC and I'm gonna pop that on the center part of my lid. Oh, well, hello, hello. That is a shimmer. Grabbing that other brush, just kind of blend around the edge of this. This isn't the best halo eye that I have ever created, but in a time like this, in a clutch like this, this is pretty. So I'm gonna take the shade Perversion from the 24-hour Glide On eyeliner, and I'm just gonna go ahead and line my upper lash line. taking that same shadow brush, just going to kind of drag and smoke out that liner just a little bit. I'm not going to do too much of a wing effect, because I want to kind of keep it really tight and tailored to the lash line. Then I'm going to take this just a little bit on the lower lash line on the outer V, just to kind of give myself that little feline illusion. Going to take a dome style brush and I'm gonna grab that shade Sting, which is that deeper, darker shade. I'm just gonna run that right on the lower lash line on top of that Perversion Liner, just to kind of make everything very cohesive and match. And then I'm just gonna take, I'm gonna take the shade Flyby, which is that white shade. So I'm gonna dip into that white shade called Flyby. I'm just gonna pop that on the inner corner first. Ooh, that is bright. That is bright and pretty. So I'm gonna take that first. Then I'm gonna grab the shade Amber, which is another shimmer out of that palette. This shade here. I'm gonna pop that right on top of Flyby, just to have like a bright gold, but not a yellow gold, because I like more copper. Ooh. Hello? Hello? Oh. This is cute. Taking a little bit more of that Flyby on top of Amber, just so I can kind of get that pop. Gonna take that shade Amber that I popped in my inner corner. I'm just gonna add just a little bit right underneath the brow bone, just for a little brow bone highlight. You know, I don't normally do this, but this is a special occasion because, baby, I'm getting dripped in honey. Dropping that shade Amber, applying that on the bridge, just bathing myself in this palette. Ooh. Well, I'm gonna hop off camera real quickly, add some lashes and a lip color, and I'll be back to give you guys my final thoughts. Alright guys, so I am back. Lashes are on, lip is on. I'm wearing the Vice liquid lipstick in 1993. 1993, anything that Urban Decay come out with that's 1993 is my favorite shade, hands down. It's like the perfect nude. Look like I have on no lippy at all. Period. But yeah, honestly, this is a look. I'm actually happy once the lashes are on that the look is very cohesive. The look is very there. It's very on point. So if you guys are interested in my thoughts on this palette, then let's go ahead and jump right on into it. My honest opinion on this palette is that this palette is just okay. It falls in line with everything that Urban Decay has to offer as far as the Naked collection goes in the eyeshadow realm. These are some pretty beautiful shimmer shades in here. In words of Too Much Mouth, these shimmers be shimming. The highlight is a shimmer that shimmy. Alright, so my honest thoughts and opinion on this palette. Packaging, I will give this a solid 10 out of 10. This is by far the best packaging that Urban Decay has came out with. I feel like they really dipped their toes in gold to create this palette, the packaging of this palette, because this is just so stunning. I think this is really pretty to sit on the vanity. I feel like this is going to be like something I'm going to place up there eventually in the future, but we need to get into what's inside the palette, because that's what you guys really want to know, of course. Now again, with me being on Sephora Squad and with me being an influencer, I want to keep my opinions 100% with you guys, because at the end of the day, it's you guys who are going to be spending this money, not me. This was sent to me. I'm not sponsored to do this video. I'm just simply here to give you guys my honest opinion. The palette is pretty. The palette has blendability. The palette has a great range of color. Now for deeper complexion, someone who's in my shade range, because if you guys know, like me, I wear shade 450 in Fenty, I wear New Caledonia in NARS, I am 5'10 in ABH. I'm in the deeper end of the spectrum. I'm not in the medium, I'm not in the mid to deep, I'm in the deeper end of the spectrum. This palette doesn't really gives a lot of range for people like me, if you kind of get my drift. Now this is a beautiful palette, don't get me wrong. I love this palette. I'm forever grateful, and thank you so much Urban Decay for sending me this. The look I created is beautiful. I feel like this is a very much neutral naked look that I will gravitate towards and do when reaching for this palette. But I feel that there's a mark missing when it comes down to depth for deeper complexion. Hence, we need more deeper shades in these type of one and done be all type of palettes. Because like I can literally create a whole look using this palette. And I did create a whole look using this palette. I used several shades, and I also popped a shade on my cheek as a highlighter. So Urban Decay has the ability to do that. But I feel like if I really look at this palette and I really had to say where could I cut off or where could I add on, I would literally cut off here and add on 3 more deeper shades so that this will have some great range, or even drop one of these 2 shades, Swarm and Keeper, because they're so close together, and Hive and Drip. I would drop one. I would even drop one of these shimmers out of the palette. Like honestly, this palette could have went a little bit. If I was developing this, I would have went a little bit different as far as the route. Like I wouldn't have put Swarm and Keeper in this palette because they both look the same in the pan. One's more ashier, the other one's more warm tone, and I would keep Keeper and I would get rid of Swarm. Like there would be so much different type of product development if I was to create a palette with Urban Decay. Like I would really, let me swatch Golden and I'm gonna swatch Honey, because they're like right next to each other. That's Honey and that's Golden. Two, three, four. I will add 4 more shades towards the end just for depth. Just for more depth. And I feel like this palette caters more for the lighter, fair, light, medium range, but doesn't really cater to the medium to deep range. Unless we're doing a whole full lid of shimmers, and probably praying that the darker shade in this palette can actually define our crease. And that's my wholehearted truth. Like, this is areas of opportunities. The palette's not bad. Don't get me wrong. The palette's not bad. This is just an area of opportunity that I feel that Urban Decay could definitely capitalize on, because back in the early 2000s, because I'm telling my age, when a girl came to school and she's like, oh yeah, I had the Urban Decay naked on my eyes, she was that girl. She was that girl. And this is just my personal opinion. You do not have to take what I say personal. If anyone's from Urban Decay, I just feel like they missed a mark for us to buy their palettes. And I feel like, yes, the brand itself is very inclusive. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that this brand does not care or cater to black people. I just feel like with their eyeshadow palettes, a lot of their eyeshadow palettes, they missed the mark of reaching for deeper, darker complexions to actually purchase and buy them and really give that honey vibe. Like, where's the black? Like, you can't think of honey unless you're thinking of a bee, and then a bee is yellow and black. There is no black in this palette. Should you guys go and buy this palette? Honestly, my opinion is, part of me say no. For my melanin kings and queens out here, I definitely would say no, because you will not get your money's worth, because you probably won't even utilize a lot of these shades in this palette. But for someone who's on the lighter, fair, and medium skin tone, I would definitely say yes, this palette is very beautiful. I made it work. The colors are definitely showing up, but they're not popping on my skin tone as if they were to pop on someone who's medium like Ala Sarai, or someone who is fair like Kathleen Lights or Nikki Tutorial. These shadows will definitely cater to them, pop up on their skin tone, and give them vibrancy, whereas someone like me or Nima Tane, they won't show up unless I'm just putting a full face of shimmer on my eyes. So the shimmers be shimming, but the mattes ain't deep enough, if you get what I'm trying to say. Alright guys, so this completes the video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Again, thank you so much to Urban Decay for reaching out to me and sending me this palette unexpected. I didn't even know I was going to get it, but I had to come on here and do a review so this video could go live. So just in case you guys are interested in buying this palette, you guys know my thoughts. If you guys have made it this far and at the end of this video right here at this point and have not subscribed, please do so. I have amazing videos. Please support. Please be a part of Exo Squad. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace. Bye.
I like me. That can only mean one thing. Ever since I left the city,